coaches, great representatives of both universities.
And both of these teams are whole again, with injured players returning. Hunter Couture, the key guard for the Hokies, averaging 13.5 points per game, back in the lineup after a head injury. And Virginia has told us that Dante Harris, their reserve guard, is available after practicing this week. We'll see how much time he gets off the bench.
Going right inside to Lynn Kidd early. He's one of the most improved players in the country from a year ago.
The energized Virginia defense comes up with his first steal of the night. Jordan Minor in transition, no. And here comes Sean Pedulla on some kind of heater. Has the season scoring average up over 16 per game. Drive and dish to the corner. M.J. Collins for three.
M.J. Collins has struggled shooting a three this season, but the last 4 or 5 games, he's seen a bigger basket.
So now at this end, Virginia's Isaac McNeely seems to be the #1 key on every opponent's scouting report these days.
You've got to run Virginia off the three-point line because at times they can be offensively challenged. Look for Virginia Tech to really extend on him, and that's what you're going to get. If you extend on him coming off those screens, that pocket pass will be available. Terrific pocket pass and great finish by Minor.
Minor making his second start, and there you see the starting 5 for the Hokies, with Couture in the backcourt with Collins and Pedulla. Robbie Barron and the vastly improved Lynn Kidd inside. Well, that is what number 0 in Chicago maroon and burnt orange brings to this team, among other things, a dead-eye three-point shooter.
A dead-eye three-point shooter, and moves without the basketball as well as any in the country. He changes speed, he changes direction, he waits on screens, and he is shot ready. But Minor, to me, as you said, as the bigs of Virginia, so look at the right-hand side of your screen. As he sets that screen, he's going to slide to a pocket right here. You got to help on McNeely, terrific pocket pass, and that's what Virginia's going to look at out of that little two-man game, that two-man screening game.
Pedulla with a bad pass, done. Is fouled at midcourt.
That pass right there is exactly what Mike Young was talking about prior to the game. Sean Pedulla hits singles. You don't have to hit home runs. In their losses, Virginia Tech's turned it over 15 times a game. In their wins, only 10. Make good decisions, take care of the basketball. A key for this game for Virginia Tech.
And that really cost them last time out Saturday in a 75-71 loss to Miami. Indeed, like you say, Coach, 15 turnovers, 6 of them from Pedulla. McNeely finds Minor again, goes to the other side, missed the layup.
Really good. You're talking about McNeely and you're talking about Couture. Both of those guys off the ball, their movement is a clinic.
Collins, again, a little strong this time. Here's Reece Beekman, the reigning ACC Defensive Player of the Year, averaging nearly 13 points, a league-leading 6 assists per game, and the Hoos are back within 2.
And nice job, Beekman, rejecting that ball screen. Really good finish with either hand. You've got to keep him in front. You've got to make Virginia score over the top of you. You can't give him straight line drives, and you got to force him to shoot contested shots. See, Virginia's pushing out a little bit further defensively, taking Virginia Tech a little bit out of their rhythm.
Robbie Barron, grad transfer from Northwestern, misses his first shot attempt. Hoos with the basketball, down by 2.
The ball pressure of Virginia is just disrupting slightly that rhythm of that Virginia Tech offense.
And so again, Mike Young told us at shoot-around today, the defensive matchup they want more often than not is Hunter Couture trying to shut down, lock in on Isaac McNeely.
And he's got to be physical on McNeely, because as McNeely comes off those screens, if the guy that's defending Minor, the screener, all right, if that defender has to show, that pocket pass is going to be available. So you're going to have to change your coverages on McNeely coming off those screens.
Rhodey to Beekman, tries to drive baseline. Collins cuts him off. Shot clock under 10. Back to Beekman, finds Minor, strong to the rim. His second dunk of the night.
Same thing, wide pin down. You extend and show on that wide pin down, and a pocket pass has been available.
Now, Jordan Minor was the co-conference player of the year in the NEC last year at Merrimack, but he's had a hard time getting on the floor. for Virginia this year, Coach, and what has that process been like for number 22 and 1?
You come to Virginia, and what they do offensively and defensively is fairly intricate, especially on the defensive end. Merrimack played a 2-3 matchup zone. Basically, an easier adjustment than having to come out, get out, and extend on ball screens. Get out and extend on screens off the ball. Help on dribble penetration and get back into play. So he's learning how to sight the defensive adjustments that you have to make playing man-to-man.
Timeout here at JPJ.
When you're great, your game does the talking. In the ACC, ours speaks volumes. 3 of the last 8 NCAA championships, 99 NCAA tournament wins since 2015, 8 NCAA titles in the last 22 years, 6 of the top 30 winningest programs in Division I, most of any conference. It's not bragging if it's true. Greatness is what we do. The ACC accomplished greatness.
The interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate, when I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to a very, very high standard.
I think this is a premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none.
Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter, that electrolytes are all the same. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Monica's dad taught her how to float. 30 years later, she taught him how to retire. You were made to be rechargeable. We were made to combine flights and hotels for less.
Bic Easy Reach Lighter, perfect for lighting bowls of floating candles.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Save over $1,400 for the first year. Call 855-231-6924. Spectrum Mobile includes nationwide 5G and the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line. Call 855-231-6924 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
This is it! Allen in the lane, gets it to the goal! Looking for the win, Robinson missed it. But Blackshear there with the follow and the foul.
Kihei Clark swoops back a 3. It's good with 2.1.
Bounce back, Murphy for the win! No! And Virginia holds on!
Whether as non-conference rivals over the years or as conference rivals now in the ACC, Seth Greenberg, it seems like whenever these two teams get together, it goes down to the wire.
It's going to come down to a 5-minute game, and you can dig a hole and dig out of it. You can be down 10, but in the last 5 minutes, it's going to be a possession basketball game. And, at that point of the game, you've got to take care of the ball. You've got to limit your opponent to one shot, and you've got to get the shot you want. And both of these teams, defensively and offensively, are terrific in terms of executing it. And then, can you make the shot?
All 6 Virginia points have come at the rim, including a couple of dunks by Minor, making his second start as a Virginia Cavalier. Shot clock down to 3. Andrew Rohde fires from the baseline, an air ball. And the Hokies with a basketball, a chance to retake the lead.
ODU transfer Mekhi Long in the game at the 4 spot, bringing a little bit more athleticism. Pretty good matchup with Dunn.
Kidd trying to find Couture. Rhodey staying right with him to the baseline. Corner three. Nothing but net for the red-hot Sean Pedulla, the 6'1" junior from Edmond, Oklahoma, with his first three.
That's just really good offense. Move the ball, move people, baseline drive, baseline drift, open three. Terrific pass by Couture.
McNeely, no long rebound to Pedulla, the reigning ACC Player of the Week. Last 3 games averaging over 30 points per. A little strong off the back iron. Dunn clears the rebound for UVA. Shot clock down to 10. Rhodey off the curl. Minor hands to Beekman. Open from 3. Got it.
This is as efficient as I've seen this Virginia offense all season long. The ball is moving. Guys are shot ready. The screening angles are good. Really good execution. And the pace of what they're doing is very good.
Dante Harris will check in for Virginia at the next stoppage. 6 minutes in. Makai Long hangs in the air. No. Dunn rips another rebound. One of the great home court advantages in the country. UVA riding a 19-game win streak, the longest active streak in the entire country. Minor is fouled, and he will head to the line to shoot 2. That is the first foul on Hunter Couture and the third on the Hokies.
Beekman, because of his size and his ability to set his man up coming off that ball screen, the whole idea of a ball screen, if you're watching the game, is to force 2 people to play you. And then if you force 2 people to play you, you're 4 and 3 behind. And Beekman does a really good job. Virginia Tech, if you look on the left-hand side of the screen, all right, they don't tag this roll. Watch Beekman. He sees a Couture late on that tag. And really good decision and great spacing by Virginia in that high spread ball screen.
Virginia with its first lead of the night. Minor coming off a solid 9.5 rebound performance in Saturday's game at Wake Forest. This from a guy who, again, last year at Merrimack averaged 17.5 points, 9.5 rebounds, 2.5 blocks, 1.5 steals. You've got to think that if they can work him into the rotation and get starters minutes, he's going to make a difference, Seth.
Totally, and his role offensively is different because he's a screener and a shaper here, rather than he was a low post scorer in the NEC, which obviously is a 2 steps down from what we're looking at right now. They won the NEC tournament last year. Fairleigh Dickinson went to the NCAA tournament because Merrimack was not eligible because they hadn't been a Division I team long enough. Yes.
What did your alma mater wind up doing?
Harvard on the Hackensack won and ended up beating Purdue, the alma mater.
They did. Here's Sean Pedulla. The foul's on Dante Harris, his first, and Pedulla makes the front end. You can see the supreme confidence Sean Pedulla is playing with in recent days and recent weeks for the Hokies. Now 10-6 overall, 2-3 in the league, but they have yet to win a true road game this season.
Did you ever score 30 back-to-back?
Oh, no.
In your career?
Oh, no.
Well, if you did, I haven't either. Yeah, I didn't either, but if I did back-to-back, I'd be pretty confident, too.
Absolutely. Now, what comes first, the confidence and the success, or the success and then the confidence?
I don't know. Call Corey Alexander. He would know.
Here is Harris after missing the last 10 games. And I think he could be just a huge component for UVA. The Georgetown transfer can take a lot of the pressure off of Reece Beekman, who's had to do so much this season on both ends of the floor.
He was the most outstanding player in the Big East tournament 3 years ago.
Here he is defending Pedulla on the block. Got a piece. Out of bounds. Virginia basketball.
Harris can defend. He can move the ball, and he can get a paint touch. Watch this back down right here. I didn't get a great look at it, but I'd say that's a pretty solid defensive play. Good, did a nice job of walling up and contesting. If you want to watch the game, just watch number 11 without the ball, or Couture 0 without as they move without the ball.
Pass hit the net, trying to find Harris underneath, goes out of bounds. Back to the Hokies. I've talked about the success Virginia's had here at home. They also are without a win in their 4 true road games. What is it about college basketball, and so much this year, Seth, where the home court advantage is even more pronounced?
Well, there's a very level playing field this year in college basketball. There are a ton of very good teams, no great teams. There's a ton of terrific players. Maybe only 1 or 2 guys that really can dominate a game. So a home court advantage is real. I mean, it's routine. It's hard to win on the road, and this year especially.
And as it pertains to this rivalry game, why is Virginia better on this floor? Why are the Hokies not as good away from Blacksburg?
Look, both of these places, terrific home courts. I mean, Castle Coliseum is one of the great home courts in college basketball. The way it's configured, it goes straight up. The Castle Guard rocks and rolls at the baseline. And the same thing here at JPJ. This place is a terrific venue and a great home facility.
Tyler Nickel, a little too strong on his first attempt from the floor. Harris kicks to the corner. Jake Groves puts it up and in. 3 points for the Oklahoma grad transfer, his first 3 of the night.
And that's what Harris gives you. He gives you paint touches, which collapses the defense. You got to help, and he makes a great decision on the kickback.
Brandon Recksteiner, the backup point guard for the Hokies, with a basketball. Nigel Poteet runs into a double team, finds Mekhi Long, puts it up. And he will hear about that for the rest of the night. This is the Commonwealth Clash. The UVA athletic department leads it so far this year, 5-1, a half point on the line in this hoop game tonight.
The interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate, when I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to a very, very high standard.
I think this is a premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none. Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
Bravo! You use the Quicksilver card from Capital One with no annual fee and unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, every way. That makes you the hero of every purchase. What's in your wallet?
It's bow time.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Mom. I'll land at 3.
Any ideas for your first meal home?
Bojangles?
Well, you don't want my cooking. Well, okay.
This holiday, order your family's favorites in the Bojangles app. Now that tastes like home. It's bow time.
I bought 3 of the same jacket to get the 4th free.
I subscribed to get a deal on these memory supplements, then forgot to cancel.
Yeah, well, recognizing a bad deal is a part of the journey. Yes, Eva, would you like to share your breakthrough?
I got AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus and got to choose my plan.
Yes, we don't make you sign up for the top tier plan to get our best deal.
I still haven't gone. I subscribed to get a deal.
We know.
Get the newest Galaxy on us with any of our best plans, guaranteed.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels. They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
When you're looking like a snack, and now you're hungry for one.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, earn up to 90 undergraduate credits for relevant experience.
You always got your mind on the green. Not you. You. Your business bank account with QuickBooks Money now earns 5% APY. That's how you business differently. Intuit QuickBooks.
Hey, it's me, your future you. You made bad money moves.
So no vacations for you.
Don't make your future you. Hey, you.
Compare and find top financial products today. NerdWallet.
Really want my vape. I'm signing up for This Is Quitting. These texts have been really nice. Write a breakup letter to your vape. From Pull It Up. It's officially 1 week of me no nicotine. They said that they were proud of me. Text vape free NC to 88709.
A big part part of what Virginia does defensively is they will trap or double the post big to big. Look on the left-hand side of your screen. The ball goes into Poteet. There's the double. You're going to stay home on Couture and then close to Long. You're dictating who is going to get that shot. Virginia Tech started 2 for 2 from the field. They're 1 for 9 of their last 9 shots.
Well, nationally, Virginia leads the country in giving up the fewest points per game, 57.7 points per game. And Tony Bennett's defense works from year to year, regardless of who is on the roster. It seems to be a stifling proposition for the opponents.
They don't turn it over and they don't take bad shots, so you have to play against their set defense. And if you play against their set defense, they're going to take away straight line drives and they're going to take away post-ups.
Well, if Jake Groves can deliver like that from outside, what a huge weapon he is for Virginia. It's a 6-0 run of the Hoos with their largest lead of the night. Long with the layup.
Really nice penetration. Good job of Nickel keeping his eye on the rim to make that pass. Groves becomes a matchup problem, especially as a screener and popper. When he's in those two-man games, if you show and help on those screens, he can fade and get out to the three-point line.
Leon Bond into the game for the first time, number 35 in white for Virginia. Blake Buchanan facing up to the cutting Groves. First two-point attempt, a little strong off the window. Tech with the basketball down by 3.
And that's where Virginia has struggled, playing through contact with their bigs.
Nickel uses his body to ward off Buchanan. Poteet on the putback, no. Groves with a rebound, and here come the Hoos. Beekman with the basketball.
The mismatch right there. Good job of scrambling out of it by Virginia Tech.
8 to shoot. Beekman pulls the trigger. 19-13 Virginia.
That's Beekman's second three, so he's knocked down 2 threes, got to the rim once, and really doing a nice job right now defensively.
Couture can't get the 3 back. Bond up above the rim for another carry. Beekman aggressive down the lane, no.
Thought he got bumped on that drive.
Nichols pass read beautifully by Rhodey. Another Hokies turnover. And like you mentioned, Virginia does not turn it over. Best in the country, only 8 turnovers per game committed by UVA.
Even their loss is only 10. John Wooden would say, be quick, but don't hurry. Right there, Nickel just played, he was a little bit rushed. Let the game come to you. Make the simple play, hit singles. It's a big possession for Virginia Tech. You can't let this thing get away because of the tempo.
Steiner to Nickel.
Really good defensively. Everything on the perimeter. No paint touches.
Couture's got to put it up. And it gets stuck. A wedgie from the graduate student for the Hokies. 19-13, the Hoos leading the Hokies.
The interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate, when I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to, very, very high standard.
I think this is the premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none. Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Once upon a time, there was a little kid. That's me! And she was in a magic garden. A really big garden. With all her toys. And there were cats. Well, that's cute. And unicorn cats and a bear. No, a real bear. And there was a cupcake castle with a candle. And on top of the castle was a horsey with wings. No, those wings. No, those wings. Yes. And then she flew off to get all her friends.
Sweet Caroline, the good times never seem so good.
Subway is now slicing their deli meats fresh. That's why the garlic roast beef is preferred by this QB.
And preferred by QBs with some beef, like us.
And if we prefer it, we know you'll prefer it too. Wait, we have beef?
So much beef.
Right now, get a free footlong at Subway. Like the new Deli Heroes. Buy 1 footlong in the app, get 1 free.
It's a pretty big deal.
Kinda like me. Order in the Subway app today.
Hits in, clear for takeoff. Here's Proctor from three-point land.
Pittsburgh at number 7 Duke, Saturday on ACCN.
Virginia, 5 assists on 7 field goals. Really good rhythm. Get a 2-man game. Drag that edge defender. Groves, that's stability. Shot fake, step side, knocked down at 3. And this is just hand down, man down. Good rhythm dribble by Beekman. He's knocked down 2 threes. I love the rhythm of what Virginia's doing offensively. The ball's moving, people are moving. Even though McNeely hasn't knocked down any threes, he's still a factor in this game because you extend on every screen, which opens up the floor. The rhythm of Virginia's offense has been tremendous.
And on the other end, Seth, their defense has disrupted the rhythm of the Hokies, now just 4 of 16 shooting.
Ball pressure, pushing them out a step, really active. They took the ball out of the low post. They've taken Lynn Kidd out of the game, basically. And right now, Virginia Tech's not taking great care of the basketball, which is a concern for Mike Young.
Kidd's back on the floor defensively as Bond penetrates. Minor, traveled. Nice job by Lynn Kidd just to wall up and force the turnover.
I would be surprised if Mike Young tries to go into Kidd right now, get him a touch on the block.
But Lynn Kidd is yet to take a shot. He was a perfect 8 for 8 from the floor in Tech's last game on Saturday against the Canes, and in they go to him, working on Minor. No double team, spin to the baseline, and a traveling violation.
Pretty good little misdirection right there. Mike Young talked to us about that. Ball fake it, bring it right back, get Kidd posted up. He gets pushed underneath the backboard. No angle.
Bond, Beekman, McNeely, Dunn, and Minor out there for the Cavaliers.
How hard McNeely works without the basketball.
Who does he remind you of with the way he plays?
McNeely?
Yeah.
A poor man's Joe Harris.
Dunn on the putback. That's pretty good. A poor man's Joe Harris.
I didn't say homeless, just a poor man's.
5 straight points for the Hoos. The lead is up to 8, and it's another turnover.
Unforced turnover. We got to remember how young this Virginia team is. Really good job. Great 45-degree cut. Good contest right there, but Ryan Dunn, his ability to get to the offensive glass, really nice job.
He's just a second year, not a sophomore.
That's right, not a sophomore, second year. I don't want to get reprimanded by Corey.
We're here on the grounds of the University of
You've
Virginia.
Got this thing all down right now. It's unbelievable. You are locked in. He's got a bingo card. He's making sure you do all the right things, because if not, your phone will be blowing up.
I've got to mention the rotunda at least once. I've got to mention the lawn at least once, or else I hear about it.
Did he live on the lawn?
No.
He didn't live on the lawn?
No, the only people...
Ralph lived on the lawn.
Well,
Corey doesn't live on the lawn, but Ralph can live on the lawn?
No, and I'll tell you the story with that. Ralph had a room on the lawn.
He lived with Coach Holland.
He's lived with Coach Holland because he was just too big to fit in those tiny little rooms. So the only scholarship basketball player who has actually lived on the lawn, Malcolm Brogdon.
I can see that.
There you see Ralph, his banner, and Ralph is in the building, as he often is here tonight, rooting for his alma mater. What a marvelous four-year career.
We had a nice lunch at Sampson's American Grill.
We did, not far from here.
Maybe we'll get maybe hors d'oeuvre when we go back tonight, maybe?
I had my Terry Holland meatloaf.
The Big Whistle meatloaf had to be good.
Beekman with another steal. Waits for McNeely, tries to shovel it to Minor. Good hustle by Couture to knock it out of bounds. Cavaliers keep.
You know what's interesting, as good as Virginia is in terms of playing in half court, passing the ball, waiting on screens, moving the ball, they're not really efficient in transition. Obviously because they don't get in transition a whole lot. But this is a really young team. You know, talking to Tony Bennett before the game, patience, not where they want to be. It's almost invigorating, trying to figure this team out, putting guys in position, but understanding that he likes his pieces, but his pieces right now haven't matured yet. And they've got to add some pieces, obviously, in this next year's recruiting class.
And I find that interesting, as Coach Bennett has a conversation with Tony Henderson, one of our 3 officials. That is Brian O'Connell, checking to see who the foul is on. I found it interesting to hear Coach Bennett talk about that. I mean, he's a national champion. He's been here 15 years, but is still invigorated year after year trying to figure stuff out.
These 2 coaches, and I said all the time, are savants. Mike Young is a savant offensively. I know they're struggling scoring, but if you look at what they do, how they do offensively, it's amazing. And Tony Bennett, in terms of teaching offensive basketball, I get a kick at old people say that, you know, Virginia, you know, I mean, why would you want to play that way? Look at the success his players have had at the next level, because they do know how to play. They do embrace roles. They do know how to use screens. They do know how to defend. To me, the most underappreciated part of what Tony Bennett does is preparing his players to play, whether it's in Europe or in the NBA.
9 former Cavaliers currently in the NBA. It's a pretty good number.
Really good number. And good players.
By the way, that 3-ball from McNeely, his first points tonight. Minor knocks away the post entry. Barron turns it over.
It's turnover number 7. 15 in their losses. They're almost halfway there.
Beekman, the wraparound. Minor couldn't handle the pass, but gathers and brings it back out to Dunn. Shot clock at 15. Dunn slips the screen. Beekman pulls up from 17. Doesn't get the roll. Big rebound by Lynn Kidd.
Ideally, you'd like to play ahead of this defense. Great help.
Pedulla with the great dump off for the layup by Robbie Barron.
You've got to get some clean stops and try to get ahead of that defense, because right now the pressure on the ball, the activity off the ball defensively for this Virginia defense has really taken Virginia Tech out of rhythm and taken any room and rhythm shots away from them. Great Reece screen. Look for a quick drag screen right here in transition.
Couture fouled by McNeely. We've got our next media timeout on the second foul by Barron. The Who's in control as McNeely starting to heat up. You're at JPJ.
The interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate, when I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to a very, very high standard.
I think this is a premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none. Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
I'll take Barkley.
Yes, I still got it. I told her she'd pick me first.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
A can't-miss ACC basketball doubleheader.
Pick up the pins, then I'll delay. A kick like me, did it come to play?
Richardson knocks it
from Peru. Deja Kelly, one of the best that's in the country. Taylor pulls the trigger and knocks it down.
Number 4, NC State hosts Duke, while number 13, Louisville, takes on number 23, North Carolina.
So robotic, curly fire up in my chest, got soft skin, hard feelings, give a damn, then give a reason, popped it, top, been a feeling, Alright, okay, I did it my way. You know.
The competition's never been better.
This is just spectacular.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's College Hoops on ESPN.
The third youngest of Dom and Bernadette Pedulla's 9 kids has been on some kind of roll lately. In each of his last 3 games, Sean Pedulla has had 3 career highs, including going over 30 each of the last 2 games. He's not quite as hot so far tonight, but he hasn't had to do as much with the return of Hunter Couture. But he has shown, Seth, that he can go off at any time.
He can go off at any time. And I'm telling you one thing. Reece Beekman's heard about Sean Pedulla for the last 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
And Reece Beekman defensively is a little bit like my former ACC Defensive Player of the Year, Jamon Gordon. And he gets to the point where I'd say, you got to guard that dude. He's lit everyone up. And like Jamon Gordon said, Coach, he might lit everyone up. He's not lighting me up. Sean Pedulla, he said, Coach, Beekman said, Coach, Pedulla's a good player, but I'm guarding him. I'm taking him out. And that's exactly what he's done so far in this game. It's not just that he struggled scoring. It's he's also turned him over and sped him up, which is a big part of it. If Jamon Gordon's watching this game right now, he knows exactly what I'm talking about, because I would just give him the other team's best player, and I wouldn't have to worry about that guy.
With Seth Greenberg, I'm Doug Sherman. And not every team has somebody with the defensive acumen of Reece Beekman, but does every team have a player who wants that challenge, Seth?
Good teams do. Winning teams do. You want a front court perimeter defender, and you want a backcourt defender who can lock someone up, and you want a front court defender that can guard that wing type player. But the best teams have guys that can just flat out guard people.
Pedulla now picked up by Dante Harris, who commits the foul.
Just like Virginia Tech's focal point was Isaac McNeely, Virginia Tech's focal point was, all right, we got to run Couture off the three-point line. And then we've got to get up and underneath Pedulla, push him out, get him out of rhythm, and make him a risk-reward passer. And that's what they've been able to do.
Elijah Poteet back off the bench for Tech, hands it to Couture, finds Nickel, a little strong again. Minor with a good rebound. That's a good battle inside.
I think Minor's been really good. Caught 2 pocket passes, has been pretty physical defensively and active defensively. Good screener.
Well, this seems to have been a more complete Virginia effort, at least through the first 17.5 minutes. Coach Bennett talked about that before the game, that they have done it in stretches this year. They have looked good so far here tonight. Pedulla. Groves has been a part of it. He's got a couple of made threes. Reece Beekman has a couple of made threes for the 4th time this year. Here he goes into the lane. Wide open. Andrew Rohde, no. Couture. Nickel wide open. He has struggled to find the range tonight.
That was a really good look. Good job of coming off that screen hard. Couture, hard roller. You got to tag the roller. Wide open shot for Nickel.
Nickel, one of 2 Hokies, playing pretty near their home. Nickel's from Harrisonburg, Virginia. Robbie Barron from Richmond. Beekman, step back 3. Groves, back tap to Beekman. Beekman looking to take advantage of Pedulla inside, steps through and kisses it home. 10 points for Beekman. It's a 15-4 Virginia run, and this matches their largest lead of the night so far in Charlottesville.
When you're great, your game does the talking. In the ACC, ours speaks volumes. 3 of the last 8 NCAA championships. 99 NCAA tournament wins since 2015. 8 NCAA titles in the last 22 years. 6 of the top 30 winningest programs in Division I, most of any conference. It's not bragging if it's true. Greatness is what we do. The ACC,
Coming up at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific over on ESPN. Number 12 Arizona hosts USC at the McHale Center. Bronny James still trying to get things going for the Trojans. What have you seen from Bronny now that he's back in the fold for the Trojans?
He's a nice player. He's a nice player. Look, the best thing about Bronny James right now is he's healthy enough to play.
Yep.
And everyone wants to evaluate every dribble, every pass, every shot. Oh my goodness, he went 0 for 7. He's become a story because everything he does trends, which is really unfair to him. It's also unfair to the rest of the guys on his team because he's just getting acclimated to college basketball. He didn't really experience any preseason. And you know what? We should leave him alone. But he's too much of a story because everything he does becomes a story and a headline and a trend, where what he needs to do is just really be anonymous for a while and enjoy and being fortunate enough to be able to play.
Virginia Tech just committed its 9th turnover of the half. McNeely with the left-handed finger roll. Buchanan tried to flush it. Here comes Pedulla. Rhodey picks him up. Ball comes back to MJ Collins at the free throw line. Kills the dribble. Back out to Hunter Couture. Post heat boxing out. Buchanan trying to shape up and create space for a post entry.
So good defense. Right now, the Virginia defense is like an impenetrable wall. Like you drive in the gap, they're helpers early so they can recover. They're closing out, they're keeping the ball in front. They're giving up no splits, and they're contesting every shot. It's a clinic defensively by Virginia.
The interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate, when I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to a very, very high standard.
I think this is a premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none. Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
Here's our featured ESPN women's basketball matchup for Sunday afternoon. Angel Reece and number 10 LSU hosts Arkansas at the Maravich Center in Baton Rouge. Coverage begins at 5 Eastern, 4 Central. Should be a sellout crowd at the Pete. The folks in Baton Rouge love their LSU women's basketball, good. And why not?
What would the men's coach's equivalent be to the outfits of the coaching staff at LSU?
I don't know if there is one. Is there in modern college men's basketball? I don't know if there is one. Wimp Sanderson back in the day.
The plaid jacket.
Final 13 seconds of the half. Beekman has been so good, got to the rim but couldn't finish. Now 8 seconds to go for the Hokies. Pedulla down the lane. Finds Couture for the open 3, and that is a tremendous way to close out the half for Virginia Tech.
Absolutely terrific. You get a stop on one end, you push, you get baseline like you would have wanted to if you're Virginia. You've owned the tempo and rhythm of the game. You've been really good defensively. Really have got a lot of good looks. Having said that, they just kicked the field goal at the end of the half and now started with the ball the first possession. A bucket here would be huge.
There it is on cue. Barron on the kick out from Lynn Kidd, who, by the way, Lynn Kidd played 10 minutes in the first half and did not attempt a shot.
And they've got to get Lynn Kidd touches just because of that. If he gets touches, now the defense is going to double big to big, or at least scrape. Ball comes out, maybe you get some step-in threes. But, the analogy of great job of Beekman getting in the lane and using the size with a high release. love his high release, love his ability to hit a spot. But, you know, the analogy is you kick that field goal at the end of the half, you get the ball back because of let the other team start with the ball to start the game, and you get back-to-back threes. But it's really important, this end of the floor, to be really just a little bit tougher. Virginia's going to make you defend to the end of the clock. If you're going to defend to the end of the clock, then you know you've got to be tough and physical late in the clock.
McNeely takes the bump from Couture and goes down hard, holding his right elbow, grimacing as he heads to the free throw line.
You see all these scoring opportunities McNeely's getting. He does a great job on those wide pin downs. Because Virginia Tech is chasing him, he does a great job of curling off those screens into the rim, getting his shoulders ahead of the defender and getting scoring opportunities. Does a great job playing off the ball.
Had only 4 free throws in the first half. The 87% shooter makes his first. Here's Saturday's basketball triple-header over on ACC Network. Clemson squares off against Florida State at 4 Eastern. Then these Virginia Cavaliers take on Georgia Tech, and finally Kyle Filipowski and number 7 Duke host Pitt at Cameron Indoor. I know we were showing our NBA lineup coming
That's
up.
a pretty good game too now. Celtic against Nuggets.
No doubt.
I might watch that game too.
MJ Collins gives to Kidd, hands to Couture. Dunn had a quiet first half for Virginia, grabs another rebound. The Hoos have led by as many as 10 points on multiple occasions, up 8 with the basketball.
And the defense of Virginia is just pushing Virginia Tech out just a step to get him out of rhythm.
Rhodey did not come out as far as Beekman thought he was going to, and so that pass goes flying into the bench. Virginia gives it back to Tech.
That's only their 4th turnover. They only commit 8 a game.
Pedulla from long range. Minor boxed out Kidd. The rebound comes to Dunn. And Beekman walks it up.
And that's one of those shots I'm not sure that Mike Young wants to move the defense a little bit more than that. Yet he's played so well. Great cut. Once again, curl cut off the back screen. Because you're chasing McNeely off all those screens, the guy that's defending the screener has to help on that back screen.
And I love the way McNeely read the defender, Lynn Kidd, and switched to his left hand for the layup. 4 points for the sophomore from Poca, West Virginia. Kidd tries to save it, and it's Virginia Tech basketball. They say Minor was the last to touch, much to the chagrin of the folks.
McNeely and Couture are so good without the ball. McNeely's putting on a clinic right there. Let's see who's off of. I'm not sure if that ball was, he bounced it and it was out of bounds, but he got it back. There's a pocket pass. He's got to be ready to score it.
I get the sense you could just sit and watch Couture and McNeely off the ball for 40 minutes.
Oh, it's a clinic. Both of those guys change speeds, change direction, wait on screens. There's a rescreen on the left-hand side for Rhodey. But if you watch on the right-hand side of the screen, watch number 11. Comes off the screen, boom, ball doesn't get stuck.
Beekman. Minor gathers and draws the foul.
Minor's been terrific. He really has been. He hasn't finished everything, but he's been a screener, and then after he screens, he's made himself available. Right? He set a screen, he's re-screened. He's gotten good angles on his screens. He's done a really nice job off the ball as a screener.
A young man who grew up on the South Shore of Massachusetts in Kingston gets the first. Coming up at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific over on ESPN. Number 12 Arizona hosts USC at the McHale Center. Ronnie James still trying to get things going with the Trojans. Chance to see them coming up in a little over 2 hours against the Wildcats.
And Arizona's going to try to right itself a little bit. Arizona is a Final Four talented team. They've kind of got out of rhythm a little bit. Things came so easy to them early in the season. They've got to get back to that grit on the defensive end and be a little bit more unselfish offensively.
10 to shoot. Collins working on Rhodey. Poteet tries to get rid of the ball. Here's Pedulla on the switch. He lost it. Numbers for Virginia. Beekman to the rim and done. Hammers it home.
What a defensive play by Beekman, and what a great job of converting that turnover into a basket. Active and alert defensively, throw it ahead, go get it, big fella!
It's a 9-0 Virginia run, and JPJ is jumping.
The interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate, when I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to a very, very high standard.
I think this is a premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none. Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
I rode the market to the moon. And back. Then I met with my TurboTax expert.
I'll make all your investments count. The gains and losses, all filed with 100% accuracy. Intuit TurboTax.
We have breaking news right now, so we wait to see how this plays out.
In all my years, I never watched anything like this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Mahomes. What a catch! Hey, you gotta watch this. I'm watching.
Oh, I'm watching.
You might be done.
Now on SportsCenter, another wild night.
Watch me, do this.
When the track is a hit and the chocolate chips won't quit.
What? AAA auto insurance?
Uh-huh. Our teams help members find a smart plan at an even smarter price.
Snap your W-2 and file your taxes 100% free with TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of taxpayers qualify. 1040 and limited credits only. Get the TurboTax app now.
Thousands of people are switching to Spectrum Internet.
We count on Spectrum Internet and the advanced Wi-Fi to always keep us connected and protected.
It's so reliable and fast.
Ever since we switched to Spectrum Internet, our daughter's curiosity has a new spark.
Now we're saving a ton.
Amazing.
Switch to super fast Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds for $49.99 a month with no added taxes or fees, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and no data caps. Call 833-659-4999 or scan to call.
Call now.
Virginia defense active, alert, and connected. Watch 22 here. They blow up the dribble handoff, and Minor steps out, gets a hand in the deflection, and then Reece, Beekman, and Ryan Dunn do the rest. But that play started defensively with pressure on the ball and finish with Jordan Minor being up on that screen, getting that deflection, and getting Virginia out in transition. You've seen Virginia a lot more than I have in person, Doug. What is your impression of Jordan Minor today in relation to the other times you've seen him?
Well, he's found his bearings. You know, he has not gotten any sort of extended minutes for a variety of reasons, but the last couple of games, when given the opportunity, now he seems to be able to contribute. As Poteet lays it in, he's contributing at both ends.
100%. And Tony Bennett told us before the game, it's taken him a while to figure out their defensive principles. Played zone earlier in college at Merrimack, learning how to play man-to-man. You know, it's getting out on screens like that and then recovering back. Terrific.
And
really terrific.
The other part for Virginia that they have their complete roster back. Dante Harris gave him 6 really good minutes in the first half. A couple of assists, didn't turn it over, and that allows for Beekman to be Beekman. Dunn misses the layup. You know what I mean? So now you've got Minor coming off the bench 2 more. That extends the rotation for Tony Bennett. This is a team that was nationally ranked 3 times earlier this season, as high as number 22. They've not been receiving votes for good reason in recent weeks, but the pieces might be there to get back into the NCAA tournament talk.
It is a long season with tremendous opportunities. Another deflection by Minor. The light bulb goes on for different players at different times. You go from Merrimack, who's a terrific program, very well-coached team, to the ACC, this microscope, a totally new system, a lot to learn. And what happens is sometimes you got to unplug, plug back in, reboot, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now.
And Jordan has always had the support of his parents, his mom, Couture, his dad, Charles, who attended almost every one of his games at Merrimack while they were juggling time with Jordan's sister, Camille, who's now a junior on the Babson College basketball team. But he is somebody who can really contribute for Tony Bennett. It doesn't always work out, though. As you know, for these up transfers and for down transfers, it doesn't always work. But for him, it seems to be coming together now a couple of months in.
It's an inexact science for sure. Like I put transfers in two categories. Like, to me, there's no difference, Jordan Meyer, between him and a one and done. Because that's what he is. He's a one and done. A plug in and play, hopefully. Then Pedulla knocks down that jumper. And then some people just rebuild their whole program. Like Wake Forest, they're in 3 transfers. But that's not what Tony Bennett's going to do. But he's going to take these guys that are returning next year, and he's going to then find pieces to complement them.
Offensive foul against Virginia. Well, Jordan Minor continues to deliver on both ends, sniffing out the offensive rebound and putting it in. His best game so far as a Wahoo.
When you're great, your game does the talking. In the ACC, ours speaks volumes. 3 of the last 8 NCAA championships. 99 NCAA tournament wins since 2015. 8 NCAA titles in the last 22 years. 6 of the top 30 winningest programs in Division I, most of any conference. It's not bragging if it's true. Greatness is what we do. The ACC accomplished greatness.
The interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate, when I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to a very, very high standard.
I think this is a premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none.
Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
I bought 3 of the same jacket to get the 4th free.
I subscribed to get a deal on these memory supplements, then forgot to cancel.
Well, recognizing a bad deal is a part of the journey. Yes, Eva, would you like to share your breakthrough?
I got AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus and got to choose my plan.
Yes, we don't make you sign up for the top tier plan to get our best deal.
I still haven't gone. I subscribed to get
a
deal.
know.
Get the newest Galaxy on us with any of our best plans, guaranteed.
It's Michael's big storage sale. Get up to 60% off storage for crafts, holiday decor, photos, and more.
It may be cold out, but things are heating up on the Weather Channel. If you can't stand the heat, get off the highway. Highway Through Hell. Premieres Sunday, January 21st. Back-to-back episodes starting at 8.
Are you winning, Cheese?
Toxic therapy from your vape.
Nobody's texting back.
Let's jump to conclusions.
They're all hanging out?
Mm-hmm.
Without me?
Exactly. Stay with that.
Vaping nicotine can intensify feelings of anxiety. Find solutions at thetruth.com.
Just want to leave. 12 hours of uninterrupted arthritis pain relief. Aleve.
"40 years ago, the University of Virginia made it to its second Final Four in 3 years until running into Phi Slamma Gamma in the spring of '84. The man sitting to my right, Seth Greenberg, was on staff with the Cavaliers, and there's my man. You were still using a comb up top there.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Terry Holland changed my life. I say this all the time. He and Dave Odom brought me here to Virginia, just got let go at the University of Pittsburgh. And from that year, from 83, 84 to basically the rest of my adult life, I never made a major decision without consulting with Coach Holland. A better person and a better mentor than a coach, and he is a Hall of Fame coach. He should have a statue in front of this building. The number of lives he's changed, what he did in terms of his relationship with Ralph Sampson, what he did in terms of helping get this building built when he was the athletics director at Virginia. Terry Holland, I say it all the time. I would not be sitting here today. I wouldn't have had an opportunity to continue my coaching career without his support, his guidance, and the support of Dave Odom.
Well said. He was head coach here at Virginia from 1974 to 1990. He retired from coaching at the age of 47, and then, as you alluded to, distinguished himself again as an administrator at multiple schools. And unfortunately, it's been almost a year since we lost Coach.
Had a beautiful ceremony for him in the spring, and a proper tribute to a great man.
Harris off the bounce. He continues to contribute in different ways in his first game back after missing 10 with an ankle injury.
Changes the dynamic. Someone to come off the bench that can heat up the basketball, get in the lane, get a paint touch, make a shot. He is surely a valuable piece.
Another Virginia Tech turnover. Here comes McNeely, who goes behind his back, spins into the lane, and has to bring it back out to Beekman. Groves had the hot hand in the first half. That one rattles out. 8 minutes gone here in the second half. Virginia up by 9. Tech trying to hang around.
I wish we had when McNeely was spinning and whirling and knurling, if you had a camera on Tony Bennett, it was absolutely priceless.
The interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate, when I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to a very, very high standard.
I think this is a premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none.
Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
As a small business owner, you learn to wear a lot of hats. Auto Owners takes care of your business insurance so you can take care of everything else. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
I walk the walk, yeah. I talk the talk. I play the part, right? I do it all.
The Australian Open hits different on the networks of ESPN.
Hits in, clear for takeoff. Here's Proctor from three-point land.
Pittsburgh at number 7 Duke, Saturday on ACCN.
The Australian Open hits different on the networks of ESPN.
We have breaking news right now, so we wait to see how this plays out.
In all my years, I never watched anything like this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Mahomes. What a catch!
Hey, you gotta watch this. I'm watching. Oh, I'm watching.
He might be done.
Now on SportsCenter, another wild night.
Watch me do this. The most passion, the most intensity. This is the way basketball's supposed to be.
Taking a tour, I'm wrecking the land. I keep it hardcore because it's dope, man.
What better way to get the juices flowing and to get your adrenaline going? That's it, Jerome!
I keep it hardcore like you never saw your wannabe. That's self-sufficient, heart of the empire, yes.
We got the whole squad with us.
What makes the SEC so fun?
It's sweet.
That was spectacular.
This is College Game Day.
What a game that will be, and that's why College Game Day will be in the house. South Carolina, LSU, couple of premium programs led by a couple of premium head coaches.
Absolutely terrific. South Carolina has dominated women's college basketball this season, and obviously Kim Mulkey, the job she did at Baylor and at LSU. I still am trying to figure out a men's equivalent to the outfit stuff. The coaches and men's coaches are wearing quarter zips, and she looks like she's going to Mardi Gras.
Well, we got a glimpse of one of those outfits on that video coming out of break, just to give you a taste, as if you didn't know. Meanwhile, we'd be remiss. We're here at the University of Virginia. We got to at least mention Dawn Staley's name.
Dawn Staley's unbelievable. Dawn Staley sets a standard. She's like the Nick Saban of women's basketball now, in a lot of ways.
On top of being a transformative player back in the day, too.
She was, her jersey somewhere in here.
Yeah, number 24 is over your right shoulder, Seth.
Yeah. That's a pretty good group of players up there.
And what a program she's built in Columbia, South Carolina. So a big matchup this week in the SEC.
And what a job that Debbie Ryan did here at the University of Virginia. She did an absolutely phenomenal job. When she came to Virginia, there really wasn't a women's basketball program. What she built here is absolutely tremendous. Great coach, great person. Debbie Ryan, first class in every aspect of what she was able to do here.
This is the Commonwealth Clash that we're involved in here tonight. Virginia and Virginia Tech. The Hokies have been playing from behind, but they've been able to hang in there, down by as many as 13. That cuts it to 6.
Play ahead of the defense. Clean stops, advance, pass, play ahead of the defense. Good job of Nickel getting out in transition. Really nice, simple play. Hit singles.
First 3 points for the young man from nearby Harrisonburg, Virginia. McNeely tries to answer and does. Although that's a 2 and will be reviewed at the next stoppage. It's a 2 on the floor.
Same thing. He comes off that baseline screen. If you shortcut it and go ball side, he's bumping that thing back, and that's either a 2 or wide open 2 or 3. You got to have pressure on the basketball to disrupt the timing of that, because he does a great job of reading screens.
Couture with a burst, unable to finish. Numbers if Virginia hurries. And there you go. It developed slowly, but Minor came free underneath, and Dante Harris found him.
It developed slowly because Dante Harris used a little back dribble and bought time for the play to develop. That's a high-level, mature basketball play. Harris has been really solid. There's the big double again.
A season high now for Minor with the 10 points. First bucket of the night for Lynn Kidd.
Lynn Kidd using his dribbles and escape to get an angle. If you're going to double him big to big, you can't let him out. You've got to force him out away from the basket. He can't get to the middle.
Which does not happen often. He makes 67% of his field goal attempts, number 1 in the ACC, and so many of them are in tight like we just saw.
That's just ball screen. Little back dribble here just to freeze the defense, create some space, give Minor a chance to roll. That is just a big-time play. You see everyone on Virginia is lifted above the free throw line, so there's no backside help on the roller. Great spacing, but Harris made that play by using his dribble and bringing it back and creating space.
Minor making his second start of the season, second in a row. Against Wake Forest on Saturday, 9 points, 5 rebounds, even better here tonight. Pedulla and Nickel sit down for Virginia Tech. Brandon Recksteiner's back in for the first time here in the second half. Robbie Barron's out there as well. MJ Collins defends Beekman. Three to shoot. Tane Murray into the game for Virginia. Had to put it up. Quick pass inside Lynn Kidd. Let's see if the Hokies can get him going. Good defense by Minor. They'll go again to that matchup. Kin over the left shoulder. No. And Minor gets the rebound.
Minor's done a really good job of walling up, putting his chest between Kidd and the basket, both high hands and making him score over him. Really, Minor defensively on and off the ball has been very good. And this is where he's been really good off that pocket pass.
Well, he's got a physicality that nobody else on the Virginia roster has, Seth. Dozen points now for the 6'8" grad transfer from Kingston, Massachusetts, and the lead is back to double figures.
Jordan Martin's been absolutely terrific. Offensively, defensively, out on ball screens, helping off screens off the basketball, and as a screener and a receiver. The guy that's most open is most times the screener, whether it's off the ball screen on a roll, playing off the ball, wedge rebounding, using that big body to create angles. Jordan Martin, defensively, out on screens, out on ball screens, patient down here, big physical body. He's changing a little bit of the DNA what Virginia has been early in the season. They've had no physicality in their front court. They haven't had the ability to play off those pocket passes and score. Minor's given them that in this game against Virginia Tech.
Young man who loves the game of basketball took the train 90 minutes each way to get to BC High School and then to Brimroom May, before finally getting his driver's license, cut it down to only a 2-hour round-trip commute. Couture, Barron, Recksteiner, no. Offensive rebound, Malijal Poteet, fresh 20 on the shot clock for Tech. Collins finds the open man in the corner. Robbie Barron for three.
Good job. That basket was created by Collins rejecting that ball screen and Barron filling that corner. Corner spacing, baseline drive, baseline drift. Really good execution for Virginia Tech.
This rivalry game typically goes down to the wire. We're under 8 minutes to go, and the Hokies continue to hang around. Beekman's pass knocked away. Here comes Hunter Couture. 8 points for the graduate student from Orlando. It's back to a 5-point game.
We said it was going to be a 5-point game with 5 minutes to go in the game.
It's coming.
This is what this game is. This is the way it's supposed to be.
Tane Murray getting important minutes here down the stretch for Virginia. Beekman off the hesitation. Doesn't get the roll. Here come the Hokies again, down by 5.
Singles, really important right now for Virginia Tech to hit singles. Hunter Couture, active and alert defensively. Sit in a stance, get deflections right in the gap. Pushes it up. Showed a little hops. Hunter Couture is not just a jump shooter.
The interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate, when I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to, very, very high standard.
I think this is a premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none.
Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
I'm here courtside. Watch this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Watch this, watch this.
Watch me. Do this.
Breaking news right now, so we wait to see how this plays out.
In all my years, I never watched anything like this.
You have got to watch this replay, folks.
Mahomes. What a catch!
Hey, you gotta watch this. I'm watching.
Oh, I'm watching.
You might be done.
Now on SportsCenter, another wild night.
Watch me do this. Sanctified.
BMW, Freightliner, Ford, and many more of the world's leading brands hired Universal Technical Institute grads. And now we're expanding to new industries. Since 1965, UTI has become known for its training in fields like auto, diesel, and welding. And with new programs coming in fields like aviation maintenance, HVACR, and wind energy, you can get more. Don't wait. Now's the time to train for a career you're passionate about. Visit UTI.com.
5 different Hokies have made threes tonight. They continue to knock them down here in the second half.
5 for 10 from the three-point line in the second half, playing ahead of the defense right there. Nickel in transition and quick attack, baseline drive, baseline drift. Barron knocks down that 3. The best way to attack Virginia is to play ahead of the defense. The second way is to move the ball, move people, second side it, and then drive it. When they do that, you're going to get a better shot.
7-2 run the last 3 minutes for Virginia Tech. Under 7 minutes to go. Robbie Barron. Long rebound secured by Rhodey. Big stop for UVA. 6:45 left in regulation.
McNeely back in the game.
Now Beekman, who's sitting on the bench, stood up for a moment, now sits back down. They've got the luxury to again have Dante Harris at the point. Here's McNeely rising up. Around and out. Minor's right there. Gathers. And he's fouled.
You know, McNeely works so hard off the ball coming off those screens that what it does is the defender that's defending the screener, which is Minor, gives Minor a chance to see right there. He has no one who can put a body on him and cut him out. Because you're helping on McNeely, whether it's off the curl, whether it's off the punch, off the dribble. When you help off that dribble, someone's got to find Minor and cut him out. He's got a straight line to the rim. He's come up with a couple of offensive opportunities off of penetration, whether it's off a cutter or off the dribble.
I think the discussion was whether that was on the floor or a shooting foul. As you see, the Hokies have been called for 5. Cavaliers with 3 team fouls.
One thing about Virginia, they commit the fewest fouls in America. I think only about 13 a game.
It really is something, the combination of the defense that they play.
Because they're in gaps. So they're not
committing fouls.
Rotation. I'd say he should have released it, but I think he's on his way up.
So the foul is on Robbie Barron, and Minor will shoot 2. Here's our next star-studded ESPN NBA Friday doubleheader. Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets play the second game of a 5-game road trip against Jason Tatum and the Eastern Conference leading Celtics at 7:30 Eastern. Then the Mavs hope to have Luka Doncic back for this one against Steph and the Warriors. Coverage begins with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern.
Draymond back for the Warriors. How about, did you see that pass Jokic threw the other day? The over-the-head blind pass?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Oh, my goodness. That Denver Nuggets team is just fun to watch.
Great matchup last night between Jokic and
the
Joel.
Sixers. How good was Joel Embiid? Ball can't get stuck.
Nichols' pass draws the foul on the entry.
You're going to get that posted easier on a ball reversal than on the first side, unless you go some type of misdirection. Which if you're going to go misdirection, you got to bring it outside the midpoint to basically the shoot, which is basically the foul lane, and then come back. But if you keep it on that side of the floor, watch Couture here. Watch Couture here coming off.
And he runs into Minor and Beekman, and the foul goes against Minor. So before he could fire and come off that screen, the personal goes against the Hoos.
And Couture is a terrific screener. He's got a little John Stockton in him that he gets to the legs of the defender.
Thought it was interesting talking to Coach Young about how that has developed for him over the course of the last 5 years, his ability to run off of screens. Here he comes again. Beekman all over him, just a pest. But Couture is undeterred.
He just puts Beekman on his back. That's just a dribble head to zoom action, a pin down to a dribble handoff. And he uses that screen and then seals the defender. And he's strong enough. And all of a sudden, it's still a 5-point game, and it's 5 minutes to go, the way it's supposed to be.
McNeely back to Beekman. Beekman finds his fellow guard, who wraps it around to Minor, and he'll head back to the free throw line.
Interesting backcourt right here with Harris and Beekman. Basically, McNeely at the 3. Harris is a very good on-ball defender, which enables Beekman maybe to go and defend Couture.
Well, Seth, UVA started the game on fire, shooting the basketball, making 4 of their first 6. They have missed their last 7. And in spite of that, hanging on to the 6-point lead.
Mike Young said 5 was the number they felt they had to hold Virginia to win this game. 5 threes. I'm not sure he was expecting Minor to end up to have 15 points. What a benefit for Virginia the way he's playing. Here's that same pin down, dribble handoff.
Nickel. Poteet goes flying into the baseline, couldn't save it, and the Cavaliers get the basketball back.
Poteet is fiercely competitive on the glass, uses that big lower body to wedge people out.
Under 5 minutes to go, it's a 7-point game. You see the season high for Jordan Minor, and this is lone season with the Cavaliers. He comes up, screen rejected. Harris a bolt to the bucket.
And that's what you get from Harris. Side ball screen. He rejects the ball screen. You're worried about the action on the other side with McNeely, and he just explodes to the rim.
Pedulla has it knocked away by Harris. Beekman kicks it back out. McNeely. Shot ready, just left it short. But you can just feel it here tonight. Virginia is a different team with Jordan Minor and Dante Harris.
Read my mind. It changes their dynamic. It changes their DNA. It changes their depth. It changes their rotation. It changes their ability to get easy buckets. Right on the right-hand side of your screen right there. Here comes the ball screen. Harris rejects it. If you saw on the weak side, and if we could see that one more time, Couture is locked up in a 2-man game on the left-hand side of the floor, worried about McNeely, which gives Harris an opportunity to get to the rim.
Minor receives a well-earned round of applause as he takes a seat on the Virginia bench. Nickel. The Hokies needed that one, and a big rebound for McNeely.
Really good underneath that bounce play. Same play. Dribble handoff, pin down, dribble handoff for Couture, and a throwback to give Nickel a pretty good look.
Buchanan's back in. Gets the feed after the screen, and he's able to finish. The freshman from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, makes it 54-43. An 8-2 Virginia run draws a timeout. For the finish right after this.
The interaction interaction with everybody here, the service advisors, your sales associate. When I walk in, they're always glad to see me.
Everyone that touches that vehicle, they take pride in being here for the brand. We hold ourselves to, very, very high standard.
I think this is a premier place. The way they attend to the customers is second to none.
Our customer service experience, we're like family at the dealership. So when we sell you a car, we're not just selling you a car, you're family at the end of the day.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
I'll take Barkley.
Yes, I still got it. I told her she picked me first.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
The competition's never been better.
This is just spectacular.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC. A can't-miss ACC basketball doubleheader.
Richardson knocks it down.
James answers the bell for three.
Deja Kelly, one of the best that's in the country. Taylor pulls the trigger and knocks it down.
Number 4, NC State hosts Duke, while number 13, Louisville, takes on number 23, North Carolina.
Hits it, clear for takeoff. Here's Proctor from three-point land.
Pittsburgh at number 7 Duke, Saturday on ACCN.
The competition's never been better. I would never let a woman do that. The stars have never been brighter.
Caitlin Clark, 3,000 career points.
Come on, Cameron Brink.
Deja Kelly.
Oh, that was pretty. Amor magic. Some brewing tonight.
There's no stopping us now.
This is just spectacular.
That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Dante Harris has given Virginia an absolutely huge boost. Right there, you see him reject the ball screen because you're locked in on the left-hand side of the floor. That makes it really difficult to give help, and then a nice little pocket pass. Buchanan playing through contact. That's an area that Virginia is really working with him on to get a wider base, to play through the contact, not take the ball away from the defender. Two really solid plays for Virginia.
You know, Seth, the Cavaliers have been connected tonight on 21 field goals. They've got 15 assists. And Reece Beekman's been allowed to be Reece Beekman. 12 points, 4 steals, 4 assists. Just doing what he does. Pedulla on the coming out of the timeout. They get a good shot almost every time.
Mike Young is a savant. Coming out of timeouts in their half-court sets with their spacing, with the different actions that they run. They've missed shots today. I mean, and a lot has to do with Virginia's defense, but you know, Couture and Pedulla are going to continue to grind away. They've got to find a way to get some clean stops. They're still right in this basketball game. Good pass again.
Buchanan attacks. No rim defense, and the freshman goes right after it.
All those wide pin downs and those curl cuts, the pocket pass has been open.
How about the production out of the 5 spot for Virginia tonight? 22 combined points between Minor and Buchanan. Pedulla drains the 3.
Little misdirection, good throwback right there. Big time shot by Pedulla. Here comes a little pressure.
Dunn waits for Dante Harris. And now Virginia with 2.5 minutes to go in no hurry. Same thing. Buchanan off a beautiful feed from Dante Harris.
That action coming off the baseline, that curl action and pocket pass. Virginia Tech is having a real hard time defending it.
Pedulla creates space but missed the shot. Virginia in control with under 2 minutes to go.
I watched a lot of tape on Virginia before this game. Great hands right there.
You don't recognize it. Here's Robbie Barron.
their best execution all season long. And people say, well, you know, they only have 58 points. It's not the number of points, it's the efficiency and how they're getting their points.
And they're not taking an abundance of threes. They are doing what they do within their DNA.
Exactly. They're coming off of those wide pin downs and baseline cuts. They're curling it, which is forcing the defender on a screener to help. And their bigs are showing themselves, and they've been able to finish off of that pocket pass. And then defensively, they've been terrific. Watch Ado Collins, inside hand down, really good rip. Nickel picks it up. Barron with the finish. I like this Virginia Tech team. Like, say, well, you know, what does this do to Virginia Tech? It was an opportunity for quad one win. Virginia Tech's going to have a ton of opportunities for quad one wins. All right, the Castle is a brutal place to play. They're going to get Virginia back in the Castle. So, like, this is an opportunity. Do they wish they might have played a little bit better, been a little bit tougher, a little bit better with the basketball? The turnover number, once again, obviously is an issue, but Virginia Tech's going to be just fine. And the great thing about Mike Young is he's a next play coach, right? He's going to learn from this game, wipe the board clean, get to the next play, put the Band-Aids on the problems, and move forward.
There's what you were talking about, Coach, the quad one matchups upcoming for the Hokies. And, of course, the goalpost move on this, what is today a quad one game, may not be when you get there, but there are certainly quality opponents upcoming for the Hokies. But as we talked about off the top, I mean, it's not just these two teams of the ACC, it's spread around the country. Home court advantage is very real.
Everyone's getting beat. I mean, just look, each and every night we're seeing it. I mean, 8 of the top 10 teams in the country last week lost to teams that were unranked.
Yep.
Think about that. So there is a certain sense of parity, especially when you go on the road, and Virginia Tech is going to be just fine. They got a great coach, great leadership. They got a great locker room, which is so important. They'll be just fine. Virginia's played really well today.
Crowd appreciates the pressure broken. McNeely to Beekman, lob it up to the rim, and it banked in. Trying for an assist, but you give 2 points to Reece Beekman.
Tony Bennett did. You got to defend without fouling this time in the game so that you don't give Virginia Tech a chance to set up that pressure. This is one of those games that, you know, you got to have a short-term memory, because Virginia Tech's got to go to NC State. NC State's coming off that emotional win against Wake Forest. You know, learn from it, move on, let's get better. And the one thing you can't have happen is you've got to get to the next play, because the games come fast and furious now. You don't ignore the mistakes, you address the mistakes, and then you move on. And you get ready to play the next game.
By the way, the boos were because if Nickel had missed that free throw, everybody in the building would have gotten bacon.
There's nothing wrong with bacon.
They wanted their bacon.
I mean, who doesn't want their bacon?
Makes a couple of big free throws instead, back to an 8-point game.
Have you been here when they had to give away the bacon?
I don't think so. But if an opponent misses consecutive free throws, bacon for everybody.
So if someone goes to the bench and, you know, Virginia's up big, I mean, do you give the foul on that guy, and maybe you get some bacon?
Yeah, if you're forward thinking, if you really like bacon, of course.
Well, I mean, just for the students.
Right. You're a man of the people. You would have done that at FDU back in the day.
Well, there were big crowds at Harvard and Hackensack. Standing room only in the Rutherford Gymnasium.
Now here is Dante Harris after missing the last 10 games with an ankle injury. He's been practicing this week, but from what we were told, it was with some limitation. They weren't sure what they would get out of him tonight, but he has played tonight, Seth, as though he has no limitations. Pedulla creates space and hits the three. It's a 5-point game.
It's good no call. Good no call. Really good play by Pedulla. Not a good no call. That's not a good no call. Now I see it on the big screen. I didn't see it. I was kind of blocked out. Watch his right arm. That's a clear out. That's a foul. It is so hard to, on the ball, you can get a charge today. Off the ball, taking a charge, you can't. That's an offensive foul. No doubt about it. Watch the extension of the arm. You can be moving as long as you've established position.
But because none of the three guys in stripes blew their whistle, it's not a foul. The big shot allows the Hokies to pull within 5.
That is, you know what? That is a very valid point. That's why you are who you are. I cannot argue with that.
Stating the obvious. I'm good at that. So now the Hokies, as we've said, what, 10 times tonight? Just hanging around, hanging around. Can they steal this one with a minute to go?
And there have been times, and I can speak of the past, where Virginia has struggled with pressure.
Well, Pedulla, in the midst of his greatest scoring stretch of his career, is on another mini heater here, having scored 8 of the last 10 points for the Hokies.
And Mike Young, who said to us, we got to stop throwing the blank ball away. Expletive. It's good to hear him say one of those. 15 turnovers.
And Pedulla's got 7 of them after his 6th the last time out, so that's still a recurring problem, no doubt.
Because you can't give Virginia extra possessions.
Against the pressure, McNeely barely gets it to Groves, who saves it back to McNeely.
You don't have to foul.
And now they get it into the hands of the man they want with it. Back to Beekman, alone in the corner. And the foul.
They have to. That's good.
Given by Hunter Couture.
They had a shot at it. Really good job on Virginia Tech. Get to the first trap, rotating, trying to get one more trap over half court, and then you give the foul.
But eventually, Tony Bennett's club got it into the hands of their all-conference point guard, Reece Beekman, who stands at the free throw line.
76% free throw shooter. You're a senior. You want the ball in his hands.
Leads the league in assists, assist to turnover ratio, makes good decisions, makes his free throws.
You saw a little bit of a light bulb because, you know, talking to Tony before the game, he was excited about the potential of his team and the work they were doing with him, but I'm not even sure he saw this, although he did say they had really good practice. Great play.
Off the Dunn block, here comes Rhodey, giving it to Dunn. That might have done it. Couture, the quick answer at the other end, 28 seconds on the clock.
If I'm Tony Bennett, I really feel like we've taken a step forward. Now, here's the deal. It's your investment equals your expectation, but then you got to go validate wins. You know, when you play in league especially, you've got to turn around and you've got to go validate wins. So you have this win, you take it, and you've got to build on it.
Still a 7-point game. Collins for 3. Harris. He went out of bounds and was nudged after Couture had picked up his 4th personal foul. This is number 2 on Pedulla, so they will walk to the other end for more free throws.
Now, people will look and say, well, Virginia, UVA got to the line 14 times, but all those fouls have basically come at the end of this game. Neither of these teams foul a whole lot. Just a good basketball game. And you know what? The game back at the Castle is going to be a good basketball game because that place will be rocking. The great thing that's happened at Castle Coliseum, it might be, you can talk about great venues in the ACC. It might be the best home court in the ACC.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of folks who would say that. Harris able to barely get 1 out of 2. Pedulla pulls the trigger. Rhodey grabs it. Shot clock is off. Virginia is going to be allowed to dribble it out. In the latest Commonwealth Clash, Virginia takes down Virginia Tech, and the nation's longest active home court winning streak is now 20 in a row.
That's really impressive. And as impressive